Howdy everyone, welcome to part 52. In the last part, Hikari got sick and we had to make her better with medicine. And thankfully we've now got her back on board. So, yay, I have my healer back. I'm happy. Couldn't afford to go without my healer. I mean, when she starts out she's a bit sick still, but she recovers quickly enough, and in all honesty, she can't have been that sick if she got over it that quickly. It was a cold, I tell you. Man flu. Man flu in a woman. Have you ever heard of it? So Hikari's recovered, and well, obviously the kids weren't killed by being sent flying into the sewers by WaruMonzaemon. I'm surprised WaruMonzaemon actually lost them, but okay. No sign of Taichi or Kushiro anywhere. We've been separated again. Which means obviously when we get to Taichi and Kushiro's segment, they still haven't got a healer with them, but that's not going to be that much of a concern. It's not like they have to get into any fights until we reunite. It's all story based. However, we do get into a fight with these guys. A bit of a pain considering we don't have a Mega with us, but we'll survive. We'll do it. So Takeru and Hikari rank up. And Hikari also ranks up with Sora, which is why I'm not so fussed if I did miss a rank up in that last sub-quest. Because I'm pretty much on target anyway. So I'm just making sure that these guys are digi-chipped up. I'm not so worried about Sora because she's already been digi-chipped up, but I'm going to need to put digi-chips on Angemon. For Angemon, I should say. I'm going to move that. And because I think that would be better off there, out of the way. And maybe I could put that there. There we go, that's better. That's a little bit better. Anything else I can put on you? This is kind of tricky. Defense might be a good idea, because you're not exactly the most defensive little chap in the world, are you? I don't think we need to worry about this sort of stuff. And we don't need to worry about HP refilling, because we've got WaruMonzaemon on board for that. That's what she's there for. I don't think there's anything else I can stick on him, so I don't know what this is for, but I'll just use that. Right, that should do it, because Tailmon's already digi-chipped up, and so is Bird PMon, so now I want to head through the sewers. There's a bunch of Digimon that are really weak, like Gardramon. I'm pretty sure there might be some Airdramon and Gigadramon roaming around, so like I say, they give good experience, so battle Airdramon and Gigadramon. Probably would ignore the Gardramon though, and Mechadramon if you come across them. But there is a fight coming up soon, so make sure you save your SP for that fight. I wonder if you climbed up enough steps if you'd eventually reach the destroyed city that we were barely in for 5 minutes. Okay, option 2. I think that ranks us up. Okay, ranks up Sora and Takeru. It doesn't rank up Hikari. I don't think Hikari really needs it at this point. Let's have a look. I'm pretty sure she doesn't need it at this point. No, she don't. She's on target. We're all good to go. We're going to have a Mega with Hikari as well. That's good. No worries then. Oh, Raremon. Well, I don't really know about Raremon. Might give better experience than Gardramon and Mechadramon in any case. There's an item up here. I do apologise, I do get a little bit lost down here. Not tremendously so, but still. Oh, I ran right into that. That fight lasted far too long. Okay. Moving on. I believe this way? Or was this the way that we came? I think that might be the way we came, actually. Oh, I did it again! Thankfully, that fight wasn't as long. But I still would have rather avoided it. Okay. So where do I go? Do I go down here? Okay. Oh, bloody Raemon, always in my way. And they're so fat I can't get round them. Right, I think that's it. I think this is where we've got to go. Oh, for goodness sake, Mechadramon. Right, I think this is where we've got to go, this way. Yay! I was right, save point. Might be a good idea to use it. So, yeah. We're heading into another battle, and this battle is slightly tougher than a bunch of, you know, really weak-ass Mechadramon. So I would highly recommend saving, at the very least. I wonder if this battle would be anywhere near as tough if we had WaruMonzaemon with us, but we don't have WaruMonzaemon with us, so we're having to make do. Anyway, you may notice that there are a bunch of Numamon in here. For once, the Numamon are our allies. Not just some random weak Digimon that we have to fight. The evil-looking teddy bear, though, that's who we've got to fight. That's WaruMonzaemon. He's nothing like the cute, cuddly Monzaemon that we met, like, quite close towards the beginning. Like, part 9 or something. This guy is evil. Nobody would ever want this teddy bear. Trust me. And anyway, he's enslaved the Numamon. And Hikari feels absolutely dreadful for them. Suddenly there's this light that emanates from her and she faints. She does that a lot in this episode in the anime. Light emanates from her, she faints. Fantastic act, Hikari. So WaruMonzaemon has now noticed Sora and Takeru. Well done, Hikari. So they have to run for their lives. While Hikari remains hidden behind. Now I'm surprised he didn't notice her standing over there in the corner. And think, ooh, easy target. Anyway, Hikari's going to release the Numamon. Using her magical powers. Because seriously, this episode just made her seem like she had magical powers. I suppose she probably does, but still. How many times can you faint in one episode? So WaruMonzaemon just continues to chase poor Sora and Takeru around like, I don't know, like toys. While the Numamon worship Hikari. Oh, so basically if you faint a lot and you manage to get some light emanating from you at the same time, you could get worshipped too. Like a goddess. So we're reunited with these two. And WaruMonzaemon obviously returns. How the hell did they fall through the ceiling and then WaruMonzaemon come through that doorway? I thought he was supposed to be chasing them. Well, I suppose he probably broke the floor and then he came down to see where they landed. Surprised they didn't break anything. So Hikari picks a fight with WaruMonzaemon. That's not like her. Anyway, the Numemon try and fight to protect Hikari. And we all know how weak Numemon are. They're wasting their time. Numemon are just such weaklings. Anyway, Hikari's light kicks in again and she faints again, I think, as well. She does in the anime, anyway. Literally, count how many times Hikari faints in the anime, it's funny. In that one episode. In this part, she just summons the light and she don't seem to faint at all. And anyway, her light fills the Digimon with strength and they are able to digivolve. And we get to fight WaruMonzaemon, who, unlike the Mechadramon, is actually a slightly tougher fight. He's actually got a fair bit of defense behind him. But still nothing compared to the Dark Masters. Like I say, I wonder if we ended up with WaruMonzaemon in this fight, how much of a joke this guy would really be. I'm willing to bet we wouldn't have any trouble with him. But obviously we've only got 2 ultimates and a champion to work with, so we have to make do. I've still got defense up on Garudamon, so if necessary I can kick that into effect. Angemon's not going to do much in this fight. I'd be very surprised if he did, but he won't. Heartbreak Attack's kind of annoying because I think it breaks all the Digimon. But obviously it didn't make much of a difference because all my Digimon can still attack before he can. Hopefully I won't need to heal too much in this fight. An attack up would have been very beneficial actually because this fight's going to last quite a fair bit of time. So, heavens knuckle you in the throat. Well, that is actually good timing, thank you. Extra attacks makes this fight go much quicker. I'm definitely not going to object. The only problem is, Shadow Wing uses up quite a lot of SP on Garudamon. You're fucking breaking me again. But we're still all before you, WaruMonzaemon, so what was the point? Maybe I could just see if there's anything I can use, and there wasn't. I mean, there was an attack down, but I'd rather save that for somebody that's going to actually do a lot of damage to me. WaruMonzaemon is a joke. I'm not worried about him at all. Apart from him being fairly defensive, he doesn't dish out that much damage. Well, apart from that. But we should still be okay. And Garudamon's got counter, so we should be fine. I think I am going to need to use the healing move, though. For Garudamon's sake. I had to cut ahead there, sorry. Like I say, just keep going. I do like team-ups like this. Like I said before, even if Angemon does fuck all at this point of the game. You know, we spent ages without him where he was actually the strongest and could have really dished out a ton of damage. And then we lose him, and by the time we get him back, he really doesn't make that much difference in a fight. So it's no freaking wonder if Patamon's really under-leveled by this point in the game. I wouldn't blame you if you just didn't bother with him. But I am bothering with him because, well, eventually he is going to get his ultimate form. His next level of evolution, and it's going to come in major handy. And I'd rather him be at a higher level for the fight that we're going into. Boost defense. While you try and break me down and fail miserably. Well, he don't fail at breaking me, but I'm still better. Quick heal. Right. Let's get these attacks off of them. Oh, like I said, this fight is more boring than anything, because I mean, he doesn't dish out that much damage. But he's very defensive. If you have something like a defense down, then feel free to use it, because it would make this fight go much quicker. I didn't think ahead, you know, into using a defense downer. I think if I had done this fight, would have been over with in no time, but I didn't think ahead, so sorry, you're gonna have to sit through this and suffer. Okay. I'm just healing for Angelwoman's own sake now. Angelmon didn't even need healing at all. Well, he didn't, and now he probably does. And now we get another one. God, I hate the fact I'm only doing damage in the hundreds. If I had WaruMonzaemon here, this fight would be over with by now, probably. Angelwoman dishes out the most damage, so if you can, try not to lose her. Heaven's Knuckles does the most, I think, so that's why I'm going to kind of be sticking with that. I don't know, I just really want this fight kind of over with quickly, and it's still not going very quickly. So that's kind of why I'm kind of going with the most powerful attacks that I can. Don't know why I bothered with Heaven's Charm. Holy Arrow's generally stronger, I think. And it doesn't use as much SP. Like I say, I do apologise, this fight is not exactly the most interesting fight in the world to watch. If I had a Mega on board, this would be a joke. But I don't, so I'm having to make do with what I've got. Like I said, this fight's not hard, it's just very tedious and drawn out. I don't like fights that are tedious and drawn out. And I probably should be saving SP on WaruMonzaemon now, because look at how little SP she's got left. But at the same time, it would be pointless to waste SP items. Mainly because SP items are going to be needed later on as well, so it would be wise for me to actually save SP in that regard. So, yeah, I'm going to do some healing just because I can, and I'm not worried about losing any of these guys, but it's just precautionary. Oh, ouch, you're really upsetting me. You're really hurting me. Ouch. And like I say, just keep ramming into him. It'll take fucking forever if you don't have a defense down, but really, we should be fine. Hi, Faye. Why is this fight so boring? Oh, I know it's because I made it that way. Oh, you're breaking me down again. It does nothing because we still all end up attacking before he does in any case. So what was the point? Is it just me, or does anyone find that speed doesn't really play much of a part in the battles in this game? Because that's honestly how I feel about it. I mean, it can help, but not by much. And really, there's no point in refilling SP on WaruMonzaemon because we're nearly finished with this fight anyway. Finally! Oh, I'm sorry, but I really don't like this fight. It's so tedious and boring and... oh, man. Like I said, if I'd probably do this later on in New Game Plus, it'll come really quickly, I imagine. So let's finish this guy. One more time. Yay! One dead teddy bear. Well, that fight was boring. Well, at least it's over now. Get level ups. That's good. I'm all for leveling Paimon up at this point, more than any of the other chosen children's, like more than Tentomon, more than Gomamon, more than Palmon. I say that because towards the end of the game there's a fight which Sora has to take part in, and it's a bit of a bitch to fight, and well, you'll see it when I get to it, but it's going to be a while yet. But I personally found that fight to be a bigger bitch than any of the others, which is why I wasn't so bothered about the rest. Not that it mattered, I'll still ground all the bloody Digimon up anyway. So Hikari's light, I think, is going to guide Taichi and Kushiro towards us. Oh, Hikari, you and your magical powers. Anyway, we get to the second half of this particular episode where we take control of Taichi. I want to save because that fight with WaruMonzaemon was boring as sin, and I do not want to go through it again. At least not, you know. Like I say, defense down to make the fight go a little bit quicker, I imagine. But I didn't think ahead, did I? And we get this awesome ass music again. I love it. Anyway, Taichi's desperately searching for Hikari. Regardless of how tired everybody else is. Jesus, I get you're worried about your sister, but Christ. Sora and Takeru are with her. You think they'd let anything happen to her, for crying out loud? So, we're in the sewers still, but obviously in a different area. There's all these like different, like thin tunnels which can go down. Keep your eyes peeled for items. There are a few items scattered around, and I don't want to fight you, Mecha because you're a joke. Well, at least he stopped there. That would have been annoying if he carried on. Like I say, this is relatively straightforward. The gates will kind of guide you to where you got to go, and I don't want to fight you, Tankmon. Worth noting that there's nothing to Tankmon either. He's a little bit stronger than Mechadramon and Guardramon, but still not that much stronger. I didn't want to come up there. Keep going through here. Eventually we're going to reunite with the Digimon that we met on File Island. And he's a good Digimon, so don't worry. No fears. We reached this point and everyone's tired. Apart from Taichi, who's so desperate to find Hikari that he don't think about everybody else. And he just ignores Kushiro. And Kushiro eventually just like has enough and he's like, Taichi, you're being unreasonable. We need to rest. And Taichi gets all snotty. I mean, I get it. He's worried about his little sister, but Jesus Christ, there's no need to get snotty. Anyway, somebody's coming. Could it be Mugendramon? Well, no, I already kind of said that there's a Digimon from File Island here waiting for us, and we're actually going to run into him first, thankfully. I think he's a support character, actually. And that would be kind of nifty. No, it's not Mugendramon. By all means, feel free to hit Taichi. Anyway, it's Andromon. Remember we fought him in Kushiro's episode, like way back at the beginning of the story. And he was the one we unlocked, when we unlocked Kabuterimon. So Andromon's still on our side, and he's talking to us about Dark Masters, and I think he knows where Hikari is as well. News travels quickly in these bloody sewers. Anyway, I think I'm going to end this part here. See you later.